Welcome, everyone, to Dad Talk Live. And tonight we welcome back Keith David, who is appearing in From Scratch, Netflix original series that is premiering worldwide October 21st. Keith, thank you so much for being back on our show. How are you doing today?
I'm really well, thank you, man.
It
How you
is.
doing?
I'm doing great. I'm tired. I just got back from New York. I attended a Comic-Con this last.
Oh, great. How was that?
It was crazy as always, but it was a lot of fun. Got to talk to a lot of great people. It's always fun. It's crazy. It's tiring, but it's rewarding. So let's talk about From Scratch.
Yeah,
Congratulations, by the way. It's a great
thank you.
series. A little synopsis for people who have not heard about it. It follows a Texas woman, Amy, played by Zoe Saldana, who falls in love with a Sicilian man in Italy. Now, Keith, you play Amy's father, Herschel. What attracted you to Herschel and what you can bring to this role?
Oh my God. I when I read the script, I was wonderfully attracted uh, to all these wonderful people. Uh, what a great family,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I was honored to be asked. And then when I got there, to play with all these, really phenomenal uh, actors. Zoe,
Oh, yeah.
chief among them. But Danielle and Kalita. Eugenio.
Talent.
Everybody involved was just stellar.
They were.
It was just, and it's just it was a rare honor and privilege to be playing amongst them.
And you're the patriarch. And we're going to get into that right now. Now, you are a Texan. Your character, Herschel, is this Texan sort of overbearing patriarch of the family. What kind of backstory did you build for Herschel for why he is the way he is at the time that we get to meet him?
Well, first of all, I mean, Mr. Locke is a wonderful man. He's just he's just he's a great human being. The Tembi and Attica. How just I was just so wonderfully. Impressive is not the
Understatement.
best word.
Yeah.
It's not the best word because he's just a great human being.
Mm-hmm.
He's not and he's not great because he's their father, but he's a great man. He
Yeah.
happens to be their father, so getting all that wonderful convergence was great. I love stories, about fathers and daughters and fathers and sons.
Mm-hmm.
I have two daughters, and I think that they are two and I hope they grow up to be remarkable women like these two sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Attica and Tembe are wonderful women, just extraordinary. They really are extraordinary women.
And that's a
Wonderful,
testament.
talented. Beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
lovely, wonderfully talented, and just people who you want to be around. And you know, it's a very far-reaching analogy, but one of the things um, that good directors do is set up a wonderful atmosphere. And Nzinga Stewart was a wonderful director, and she set up an atmosphere where we didn't have to act. All you had to
Mm-hmm.
do was behave. But I was gonna use the analogy of, I think that one of the things that great parents do uh, is set up an atmosphere where their children can grow and thrive.
I completely agree. I'm a
And
father of three. Yeah.
I believe that's what he does.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, he allows them to be themselves,
Absolutely.
and hence, you know, and he puts a big trust factor in their laps. I mean, of course, there's a moment of pushback. This is where I'd like you to go. This is what I've
Yeah.
set you up to do because I believe that's the best road. But when she decides she's going to steer that ship in a different direction, he says, okay, you do that, and basically lets her know. I mean, I don't know if there was ever a literal verbal, okay, do it your way, but it's like, but it's whatever you do, I got your back.
Yeah.
I got your back.
Yeah. And as parents, we all want what's best for our children, and ultimately we want them to be happy. During the second episode, during that family Thanksgiving dinner, we see different sides to your character. We first get to see the same, patriarch that we got to see in episode 1, and then we start to see you kind of soften up. Did the director give you a lot of creative leeway to play out that amazing scene the way you saw it in your mind?
As I said, I think what a good director does is set up an atmosphere where all you have to do is find the behavior. I mean, at that table, we all got to know each other, as actors and as characters. It was a first meeting.
Mm.
So it was it was a wonderful. I mean, all the cooking. Well, him coming in, prepared to bring an old Texas meal.
Exactly.
And really, and again, not to be insulting or anything, just to give his girl a little taste of home,
Mm-hmm.
since she's not going to be at home for long. And then after a while, trusting that she's made good choices, she's made a good choice, and daring to get to know him a little bit.
Exactly.
Just leaving himself open to do that,
And
because if you trust her, then you have to trust him a little bit.
Yeah, and I love that moment when his character is just completely honest at that dinner table and everybody's just listening to his story. When it comes to your daughters on the show, do you think your character plays favorites between your children?
I think that the this is just my experience. Any favoritism that really shows out, because there are times when my oldest daughter will say, "I know, she, the other one's your favorite," but maybe in this moment, but I'd like to think that I have enough love in my heart for both of them to be themselves.
Yeah.
Although one may have the focus of the immediate attention upon this occasion at this moment. But at the end of the day, no, I don't love her any more than I love you, and I don't love her any less.
Exactly. And only parents can really understand that. The interactions between you and Zoe are absolutely dynamic. We see that she wants to please you. She wants to please her father, but at the same time, she wants to pursue her passions, her love for art. Is this the first time, two-part question, is this the first time you got to work with Zoe, and what are your thoughts working with her on the opposite side of the scene as your scene partner?
It's not the first time we worked together, but it certainly is like the best. I mean, she's she is as generous an actor as she is a human being.
Mm.
And you can see that reflected in her work. I mean, that's not always necessarily true. But I think that in so many wonderful cases, and this being very much one of them, when the actor themselves are wonderful, generous people, and they happen to be playing wonderful, generous people, well, there's that, that wonderful
magic
blending of energies.
Yeah.
Where, at this moment, we're talking about the character. In this particular piece, we're talking about the character. We are telling the story of this particular character. But we can also tell the story about this wonderful actress.
Mm-hmm.
And she is just as generous.
Exactly. I completely agree with you. And I was surprised to find out that she's also an executive producer on this show as well.
I mean, again, a wonderful instance of art imitating life is, she's a beautiful, smart woman playing a beautiful, smart woman.
And she has her interest not only in acting, but she knows the whole business. And that's so great to have that knowledge. In the very first episode, when we meet you, you fly to Italy to meet Amy, okay, and see where she's attending school and whatnot. You make some very poignant statements, declaring that you have a doctorate, correcting somebody about Martin Luther King. What do you think your character is trying to, tell the world in Italy when the people he is talking to about himself? Does he want them to understand that he worked hard for everything he has in life and that he deserves to have what he has?
Well, that's just, that's a part of it. But, I'm not the guy that you should make assumptions about unless you know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Don't mess with
him. Don't lay your assumptions on me. If you want to know something, ask me.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I'll tell you.
Absolutely. Now, we're almost out of time, but I want to ask you one final question. 2022 has been a phenomenal year for you. You have appeared in some very huge titles. As an actor, since this is a TV series, an episodic television show, and you have done a fair amount of work, equally television and film, do you have a preference over film or TV, or they both hold the same special place in your heart?
Yeah, it's called work. I like to work.
That's a great answer.
Doesn't matter the genre, or where it's at. I mean, I'm still after 42 years. I love what I do.
Absolutely, and it's a testament.
I love what I get to do.
I mean, it's the funnest job in the world, and it's a testament to your acting because you have never been boxed into a particular genre. You have played dramas to horror. From Scratch is a drama, is a romance drama. And then, of course, you're big in horror. You have done the whole spectrum. Keith, I want to thank you so much for coming on here and sharing just a little bit of the story from the new Netflix series, which is called From Scratch. Guys, it is premiering worldwide October 21st on Netflix. Keith here has a huge role in it, playing Zoe Saldana's dad. Check it out. On behalf of Keith and myself, stay safe and always stay walking. Bye, everybody.